What's up, everybody? This is Bruce, aka Geektacular, and today I've got another unboxing for you. Today I'm going to be unboxing the new DVD release from Nickelodeon, Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mania. So this is actually the second DVD release for the new Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Nickelodeon series. This is like the newly rebooted Turtles series that's current right now in 2020 here. If you haven't seen it, this is the first volume. And this one has seven stories from season 1 of the show. They're not sequential. It does have the first episode, plus several others. So, they are kind of near the beginning of the season. But as I kind of explain here, so are these. So it's not actually the first 7 full episodes. It's 7 individual stories from within the first part of the first season, basically. The reason I say that there's stories, not necessarily full episodes, is because each episode of this show of Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on Nickelodeon is actually usually 2 11-minute segments for the most part. There's a couple episodes that are full 22-minute single stories, but most of them are actually 2 distinct 11-minute stories. So what these refer to are specific stories. So these aren't all 22 minutes. Some of these are just 11 minutes. So just to clear that up, and they're not in order. So it's kind of a mix and match of different stories, which is not very promising because I really just like when when companies just release all the episodes in order. It's fine if it's split up over multiple volumes, but like what they did for the 2012 series was each season was broken up into 3 volumes, but they would release them sequentially. So they would have the first third of the series on Volume 1, the second third on Volume 2, and then the third of the series, or of the season on Volume 3 for every season. Right in a row, 100%, very easy. This is back to their wonky, we're just going to throw some random stories on here and call it a release. There's only been 2 so far, even though this has been running for a while now. So I'm not enthused about the frequency of the releases, and I'm not enthused that that they're not in order and there's a bunch missing. Maybe eventually, if they start putting out more of these individual releases, maybe they'll end up covering the whole first season at some point eventually. But right now, there's maybe only like half of the first season between these 2 releases. So it's not nothing. It is something, so I want to give them some credit for still putting this out on DVD and giving collectors like me something to pick up. So it could be worse. They could just not be releasing any of these at all. So the fact that they're coming out in some capacity, I'm at least happy for that. So let me go ahead and take the plastic wrap off just so you can kind of see inside. The only thing on the outer shrink wrap is it does say new to DVD right there because it just came out today. You can pick this up for anywhere. It's pretty cheap. I assume the first volume is pretty cheap too because it's just 1 disc in plain DVD packaging. There's nothing crazy or expensive about it. So I imagine the first release is also probably pretty common, pretty cheap these days. If you don't want to pay whatever the price is right now, like $10 or $11 or something, if you probably just wait a few months, I'm guessing it'll probably go down in price a little. So if you just want to see the cover art here, I do think the art style is really cool. It kind of reminds me, I don't know, it's kind of like a throwback to sort of like 90s hand-drawn cartoon art. So I do kind of like that they've returned to sort of the hand-drawn style. And I like that it's kind of reminds me of like Invader Zim or something like that. Kind of that over-the-top, really, it's got like a really defined art style. The stories are kind of geared more towards younger children for the most part, so they're a little bit more silly and less serious or, dramatic than some of the other series, but it's still something. It's still keeping Turtles in the limelight. Kids these days, hopefully, are able to watch it and enjoy it. So, Turtles is one of those things where kind of similar to sort of like Power Rangers, kind of every generation sort of gets their take on it. They kind of get a version that's for them. So that's kind of what this is. Here's the spine here. If you want to see the spines lined up, just to kind of compare releases here. So both of these have the Nickelodeon logo in the exact same spot. They have the Rise of the Turtles logo in the exact same spot, essentially. And then they have artwork and the Paramount logo at the bottom. So these do kind of look cool and match up together from the spine. Here's the back, if you want to see this. Just a little bit of artwork, a little bit of text. And it does tell you which episodes it has on here. So this one does not have 7. This one only has 6 episodes or pseudo half episodes on it. 6 stories, basically. And this is total, trying to find the minute count here, 88 minutes. So yeah, you can do that math. Although 88 minutes, yeah, I guess some of these are actually the double episodes. Because, yeah, there's only 6 of them. So I'm guessing 2 of them are full-length 22-minute episodes. And the other 4 are 11-minute ones. So, I don't think, yeah, there's nothing inside. So no need to worry about any codes, or there's no digital code or anything like that. It's a very light case. It's because it's one of these like super eco cases, so this is all like punched out. And then nothing too crazy about the disc, just matte printed gray, with the logo kind of die cut into the cover of the disc there with the name of the release, just to kind of compare. So you can kind of compare it to Volume 1. It has the exact same kind of layout here. So, exact same gray disc with the die-cut logos and stuff. Volume 1 actually did not have, like, a subtitle, like a sub-name. It was just called Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that's it. So that's why there's nothing on the bottom here. But this one does kind of have a volume name, Mutant Mania, so they printed that there, too. And yeah, that's the back. Very light case, obviously, because it's kind of a super eco case here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. 1 disc, 1 DVD, 88 minutes. Let's see. It's widescreen, Dolby Digital English 5.1. And then it also has French and Spanish audio tracks as well. And it does say it's Region 1. Let me compare that to the specs of the first volume here. Let's see if I can get it focused here for you. Yeah, so this one is 93 minutes, so it's about the same length. I think that first episode maybe is like a little bit longer. That's why it kind of, I guess it's also 7 instead of 6, so that makes sense. This is also widescreen, English 5.1, French and Spanish audio, stereo that is, Region 1 as well. 93 minutes. So, comparable amount, about an hour and a half, similar to Volume 1. So it kind of seems like that they're putting about approximately 90 minutes worth of stories on each release. This one, it's been like a year, I think, almost, since this one came out. I think this came out in like March 2019, and right now it's like February 2020, so thus far they've only released like 1 of these per year. So I kind of hope that maybe we see another volume this year for Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, just so they can kind of fill in the gaps and provide all the missing stories from the first 2, because I don't think between Volume 2 and Volume 1, I don't think they even complete all those episodes. I think there's still a handful of those 11-minute stories that are actually missing between these. But I think this covers the first maybe like 13, almost the first 13 episodes or something like that. Again, there's a couple of half episode stories that are still missing. I assume those are going to be on volume 3, if and when that one ever comes out. So I'm hoping that they'll at least fill in all the gaps, that all of the episodes will eventually get releases. I have a feeling / fear that they're going to be spread somewhat randomly across several future releases. But that being said, having these is better than not having any physical version of the show at all. So you know what? I'll take it. You can, any of the missing ones, I know you can get the show digitally as well from like Vudu or iTunes and places like that. So, if you just want to watch them, there's definitely, and I'm sure you can watch them probably on Nickelodeon's app and things like that. So there's definitely ways to watch the show if you just want to see it and enjoy it for yourself. If you want to own it on DVD, so far as of February 2020, these are kind of your only options. And who knows, I'm never really sure how long things like this will be in print. So I would recommend, if you are interested in the series or in collecting these, I would recommend maybe going ahead and picking them up now in case they decide they don't want to release anymore, or they want to put the old ones out of print when they release new ones. They don't seem to really be thinking about full series collectors like me and mine, so there's a chance that maybe once a new one comes out, they might put the older ones out of print or something. I don't know. Just an idea if you're thinking about picking this up. So yeah, that is my unboxing for Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mania on DVD. So if you like this unboxing, go ahead and give me a thumbs up down below. That would be awesome. If you like these kinds of unboxings, if you like Turtles, 90s stuff, Power Rangers, collectibles, pretty much anything like that, go ahead and click subscribe down below. And also be sure to hit that notification bell down below so that way you won't miss any of my future content. So thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I'll catch you next time.